When I first started creating videos highlighting the top 5 ski areas in North America, I knew I would get a lot of flack for not having enough Canadian entries, as I can only recommend places that I have skied. I had planned to make a trip to our friendly neighbor to the north, only to have COVID-19 rear its ugly head and close the border. When it finally opened, I planned a trip to Canada but had to cancel because of a trip to Japan. Let's just say my wife was not happy. This year I finally made the journey and wanted to provide a quick overview of the places I skied. It means I will be updating a number of my videos and hope to get them out in the next week or so. I will give a sneak preview of where those changes will be, but hope you will watch the new videos as well. My wife and I have done a lot of ski trips, but this is the first time she has ever taken skis on a plane. We flew from Salt Lake to Calgary and checked our skis along with my wife's boot bag. I fly a lot and claim there are only 2 types of luggage on a flight, carry-on and lost. Fortunately, all of our bags made it to Calgary. We flew in late Sunday evening and slept at a hotel near the airport. The next morning we drove to the least interesting of the resorts we skied, Mount Norquay. While there, I made sure to ask the locals how to pronounce the name of the area, as I have taken some heat for pronouncing Taos wrong and want to make sure I give ski areas the respect they deserve. Mount Norquay had me questioning all the money we spent on the trip, as it is really a locals area with limited terrain and not a lot of snow, at least this year. They do have a type of chairlift I had never experienced before. It has 4 chairs closely spaced together, and the whole lift slows down to load them. Then the lift speeds up to the next group of 4 before slowing down again. It is an innovative way to speed up a fixed grip chairlift, but I much prefer detachable ones. When the snow got slushy and sloppy, we jumped back in our rental car and headed to Kicking Horse. Kicking Horse changed my whole attitude about the trip, and I want to thank all those viewers that suggested I visit. I do read all the comments made on my channel and appreciate the many suggestions I have received. Kicking Horse has the steeps, and so look for an update on that video. It also has some great on-hill dining. The biggest bonus for me about Kicking Horse is that it felt like Snowbird, but 1,300 feet more of vertical and a gondola instead of the tram. Furthermore, it lacked the crowds. Sure, I skied the area on a Tuesday with spring conditions and no new snow, but it had plenty of coverage, which is probably why all the skiers from Revelstoke made the 2-hour drive to ski it. Revelstoke had a lot of grass showing on the lower half of the mountain, according to the people we talked with. I will wait for a better snow year before getting there, as snow conditions really can make or break a ski trip. Lake Louise was the next resort on our itinerary, and we hit it on a snowy day with very little visibility. Everyone raves about the view of the lake and the Fairmont Chateau. Unfortunately, we could only see about 30 meters and missed out. My wife says we need to return in the future and give the area a second chance. In addition to the lack of visibility, we also dealt with sheet ice covered by 6 inches, or 18 centimeters, of fresh snow. My wife and I both have racing backgrounds and don't mind the bulletproof snow, but the intermediate skiers looked an awful lot like Bambi on ice. I'm sure they would have liked better snow. On the plus side, we had our best meal of the trip at Sawyer's Nook in the Temple Lodge. I may have to revisit the best ski areas for lunch video. Yes, the meal was that good. Finally, we made our way to Banff Sunshine. The snow from the previous day continued, and we had another 6 inches. It made for very forgiving conditions. We didn't have face shot powder, nor did it completely hide the sheet ice underneath, but we could ski the whole mountain without having to worry about hematoma-inducing falls. It ended up being our second favorite ski area of the trip, after Kicking Horse. My wife and I enjoyed our quick trip to Canada and had a great time. We also learned a few things about traveling to the Great White North in the process. For instance, you can enter the known traveler line if you have TSA Pre in the US. Delta Airlines also did a great job making sure our checked bags made it to our destination as well as home. I hope you liked the video. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I will have some updates to previous videos, so please click the subscribe button to be notified when I get them added to the channel. Also, feel free to leave a comment about where else in Canada I should visit. Thanks for watching.